Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Show with Mr. Nest. I am Mr. Nest. Joining us tonight is Mr. Ron.
Hey,
This
everybody.
is Sports Gladiators. We have been off for the last couple of weeks due to a very tragic situation within our Basement Show family. We hope everyone understands and appreciates the time off that we need to be for our family. We are one, we are united. Shannon is actually in the chat already. Shannon, that intro is for you. This whole entire week show is all being dedicated to you and Alan. You guys are a family. I love you both very much. And I'm just happy to see her as the first comment in the show. It means an awful lot. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, welcome back, Jack. Yes, it's been a while. But family comes first, always will. But at the end of the day, we press forward. That's how I look at it, right, Ron?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're all standing strong behind the family, and we want to make sure that everybody understands. That we're 100% committed to the family and everything that they've been through recently. So, but to kind of get our minds, uh, you know, in other matters, we're gonna try and put together a decent show for you guys. And over the course of the next week or so, all the shows will be dedicated to the family.
Well, it's actually funny because I had just gotten a message from Shannon personally on Messenger. They're actually both hanging out in chat. At some point during the show, if we want to bring them in and let everyone say hi to them, stuff like that. So I told her I'd mention it to you and see what you thought. So,
Hey, that absolutely no problem with that at all.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I told her I had mentioned it to you, see what you wanted to do because it's sports night. So I figured I'd present it to
Hey,
you that
but it's
she had.
family. It's every night is family night, man.
Yeah, hold on, my
So,
camera's being silly, but yeah, I mean,
yep,
it's nice to know that she wants to jump in like that automatically. It warms my heart
yep,
just seeing that message already from her. So, maybe in
absolutely.
maybe in a little bit before we wrap things up, we can have them jump in with us for a couple minutes, and we'll go from there. But
Okay.
I know you had mentioned a lot of stuff that we have obviously missed since.
Yeah, we got a little bit of catching up to do. Um, I guess we'll kind of, as always, I guess we'll start Eagles. Um,
Yep.
I heard a very interesting rumor today.
Okay.
And I read an article that said that there's a chance that we may be looking at Jadeveon Clowney, who was most recently with Cleveland Browns, who is now a free agent and is out there, and nobody has signed him as of yet. There is he's indicated a interest in playing in Philadelphia. So there is an outside possibility. I don't know that it's definitely something that's imminent, but there's a chance that that would be one heck of an to pass rush without a doubt.
Yeah, but you also got to think how much would one season with him be worth? Like, how well does he mesh with the squad that we have building right now? There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, but he's also a veteran presence who you can slip into the rotation the same way you slipped in Sue and
Levon Joseph, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I mean,
Levon Joseph, Levon Joseph last year. You know, um, just keeping a set of legs. Uh, I don't know. It's intriguing to me. So we'll see what comes out of it. It's only a rumor at this point.
Yeah, and
So
then I had read
the,
another one. Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. No, go.
No, I had just read another story today about DeAndre Hopkins coming out and saying that Jalen Hurts he would love to play for Jalen Hurts. He understands that it'll probably not happen, but like all of a sudden, like all these prize free agents know how close Philly is to winning it. It's just funny how they all want to come to Philly all of a sudden. That's all I have
Yeah,
to really say about
that's
that.
true.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and that's
weird.
what happens when you have like Jalen Hurts. You're going to attract, the agents.
Yeah, it's just a very weird.
In the house. Hi, Kelsey.
Kelsey's here. We got Gary here. Ron, I think your camera froze. I don't know if it's just mine or what, but
No, it looks like it's you. You're kind of freaking out a little bit.
hmm.
You but let's see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But you had also mentioned that
Yeah.
you wanted to do a schedule breakdown for
Yeah. One
the.
other thing I want to mention before we get to the schedule.
Okay.
They have signed all draft picks except for one. Uh, Kelly Ringo is the only draft pick that is not under contract as of today. All the other draft picks have signed,
Nice. I mean, that's a
which is a
awesome.
real good sign.
Absolutely. I mean, I've noticed the last couple of years since they put that rookie cap on things that you see that more and more that players are just eager to sign and get going right away instead of drawing out the whole contract negotiation thing because they know what they're supposed to be getting. They just jump on it and sign. I love it.
Yep. Yeah. So everybody's taking care of business over there. Howie rocking and rolling. So
Very, very
um,
true.
yeah, I want to talk a little bit with obviously the schedule's been released, which was very very interesting to see how it's all laid out. Um, I think it's pretty sad in my eyes that we only have 3 1 o'clock games for the whole
I think a
season.
lot of people are kind of upset about that, actually.
You got five prime time games, and then all the other games are 4 o'clock. So, but the other thing also is that now one conference doesn't belong to one network. So it's not Fox has all the NFC games and CBS has all the AFC games. That's
True.
been eliminated. So, and now we also have a playoff game that's going to be online only,
Hmm.
a wild card game.
So I don't know how well people
So,
can see this, but yeah, there's your schedule for you.
yep. Okay. So, we're going to run down the schedule. We're going to go game by game. Um, and if you guys want to give your opinions in the chat, we'll kind of get a consensus, and then well, maybe John, you can record what we come up with as a
Yeah,
group, and then maybe we can reference back to it
sounds like a
when
plan.
we get
So
later on in the season.
I got my sticky notes handy, so I am good to go.
Okay, I figured you did.
So,
Okay,
oh,
we
we doing
we
preseason games too,
no. Even though we do play Baltimore this year in the preseason, but no Pittsburgh Steelers this year,
or New York Jets?
you, which were kind of standards.
Yeah,
But well, we got the Jets. We got the Jets in the regular season, so
true. So I'll bypass the. There you go. Oh, there you go. Good enough.
yep.
So week one, Sunday,
Okay,
September 10th at the New England Patriots. Tom Brady Day.
yep. Honoring Tom Brady. Big emotional day for New England, and they get an L.
So,
Eagles win that game.
okay, week one, W. Got it. I agree
I
with
got
you.
I got them winning that one.
I
New
mean, I'm
England's
kind of.
just
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. New England's just Mac Jones just is not the guy. I mean, we talked about that during the course of the year, this past year,
Hmm.
and I really thought they were going to make a move at quarterback, and I am very shocked that they're going into the season with Mac Jones. So
I mean, the only thing I was going to say about this game in particular is A, I'm mad it's week one, and B, I'm mad it's Tom Brady Day because I was hoping to actually go to this game on the road this year as my away game. But now
right,
that they announced that it's Tom Brady Day, tickets have already hit 4 digits.
yeah,
So out goes that game, and I'm not going to Boston this year.
yep,
But no, I think they could go up to New England and easily handle business. I mean, granted, New England's going to be amped up honoring Tom Brady and all of that, but I don't see them having the offensive explosion that matches up with Philly.
no, no,
So,
and Philly is going to want to make a statement right out the gate, and based on it's the Patriots, you know, there's a lot of history there.
yeah.
So I just see Philly going in and taking care of business.
And the one other thing I had mentioned about this game, me being a wise ass and being funny, is Eagles should have signed Nick Foles specifically for this game. Let him start one snap and then pull him out and say that he announced his retirement after the game. Tell me that wouldn't be a slap in the face. Be kind of
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
It'd be kind of
man.
funny. But
Yeah, it's humorous. I mean, that would definitely get some attention nationally.
yeah, yeah. I just thought it was funny.
Yep.
But then they come home
Okay.
for a very short week, a Thursday night home opener versus the Minnesota Vikings.
Kirk Cousins.
Prime time.
Kirk Cousins.
In prime time. So I think I know what you're going to say with this one. Should I just put the W now?
You put the W now, man. I mean, it's Kirk Cousins. It's like,
Okay.
they let Adam Thielen walk, and
Yep.
they got Jefferson. Yeah, great. But remember last year, Jefferson. Last time we played Minnesota, Jefferson didn't do shit against us.
True.
They shut him down.
Yeah. And they still got a buddy Joan Rager out there, too.
Yep. Yeah.
I
I don't
mean,
know if that's a positive for us or for them.
I just don't like the fact that we have a short week being opening on the road and then you come home for a Thursday night home opener. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel kind of like a kind of slap in the face.
Yeah. But then again, um, what we had anticipated before the schedule was released was that the Eagles Chiefs was going to be that first Thursday night game
True.
because it was traditionally a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out this year.
No, KC rather get their kneecaps bit off by Detroit. Go Detroit.
Yeah.
All right. Then, after a Thursday night game, you have an extended week, but you travel to Tampa Bay for Monday night.
Yep. And Tampa Bay just. And I'm going to sound like a homer here when I'm going through this schedule, but I really truly believe what I'm saying. I can't see any way that Tampa Bay beats them.
No, I don't either. I mean, Tampa Bay has officially started a rebuild. They
Yeah,
won't say it, but because they still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and some people from the Super Bowl team, but now
but
you have a quarterback competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask.
yeah,
Like that's a big drop off from having Tom Brady. Just saying.
exactly. So yeah, that's their quarterback situation is definitely a factor. They do
Yeah.
have some talent at receiver, definitely.
So
But
I'm guessing you're putting another W for this one.
that W for me for this one.
Yeah. I mean, could
So
this
that's
possibly be
3-0,
another?
3-0 so far.
Jokingly, of course, but could you see this being another Tom Brady retirement ceremony game?
No, I don't think so.
You
I
don't
don't
think
think
the Tampa Bay?
yeah, I don't think we're going to get the Tom Brady farewell tour this year.
Well, now he has a new job. Did you hear that today?
What's that?
He is now a majority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Really?
It was
The
made official
majority
today.
owner?
Well, minority or something like that. He is part of
Okay.
ownership with that, Mark Davis now.
Okay.
So I
So,
mean,
okay.
very interesting. I mean, doesn't
Yeah,
surprise me.
that is interesting actually. And now with the possibility of baseball coming to Las Vegas too. Las Vegas all of a sudden is going to start to turn into a sports town.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see.
Wait, did you just say Tom Brady partially owns the Raiders? I did. It was just announced this afternoon.
Wow. Yeah, I missed
They
that.
they broke that news about 4 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. But it
Okay.
doesn't surprise me. We're having Josh McDaniels out there, Jimmy Garoppolo as the quarterback, Brian Hoyer. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
list can go on
Oh,
and
he's
on.
he's got to invest that money somewhere, and that way
Very true.
he still gets to be in football.
I know what you're saying. Well, I missed that too. It is very interesting. I mean, does that hurt his broadcasting gig?
Yes.
Okay,
In a simple word, yes.
we'll stick with the simple answers right now, Ron. We don't need
Yes.
you thinking too hard up there, okay?
Yeah, I mean, I had 2 weeks off. I can't, brain needs a chance to kickstart back up.
Well, this is a good
So,
way to do it.
yeah. Okay.
So,
Next
week
game
4, home versus Washington, our first 1 o'clock game.
and another W.
Not much to say about this game, really.
There's really not. I mean, Washington is not. I think they're probably last in the division this year.
My cousin wrote you a nice long message.
Yeah. Yeah, the Oakland A's are actually in negotiations right now to build a stadium in Vegas, and they're going to relocate the Oakland A's to Las Vegas.
She said, haha, sorry. No, sorry,
Yeah,
it's cool. I mean, do you keep the A's name or do you make them change their name if that happens?
they have to change the name.
Okay, I thought so. I wasn't sure, but
Yeah, I would say they have to.
all right. I mean, the only thing I can say about Washington at going into Week 4 is how far along is the development of Sam Howell going? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
have they given up and turned the team over to Jacoby Brissett, who they signed this offseason? What's the status of defense? Because now you got a lot of moving pieces on that defense and stuff. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean their defensive line's pretty solid. I mean they had a very respectable defense, but they just don't have any offense. I mean, and you're you know you're not really going to be able to go toe to toe with the NFC East in the and not be able to score points.
true, because it's not like they can even turn back to Tyler Heineke. They let him walk,
Yeah, yep,
which was kind of surprising if you ask me.
yeah. I was kind of surprised actually. Yeah. So
Right.
we're 4-0.
Yep, going and then Week 5 we head out to LA for the LA Rams.
Okay. This, in my mind, is the first L. Traveling
Wow.
out to the traveling out to the West Coast, I think Stafford is going to have a rebound year. Cooper Kupp is healthy. I think that this is probably an L in the schedule, in my opinion.
I mean, you make excellent points, but I gotta disagree. I
Yeah.
I I think with them trying to rebuild that defense, letting Jalen Ramsey go and a couple other pieces, their defense isn't going to be the same.
Okay.
So I think yes, the Eagles will start slow this game because they're traveling out west, stuff like that. But I think they pull out a
Mm-hmm.
W.
Okay. Honestly, I went back and forth on this one.
Yeah. Good evening,
Hey,
gentlemen.
Curtis.
Good evening, Curtis. Thank you for the welcome back. We missed you. Hope you're doing well, sir.
It's good to see everybody back. I just want to say, we really appreciate your support, guys. And it's great to see familiar faces back.
Absolutely. I mean,
Yep.
everybody's always welcome in the show, no matter what. So spread the word. We're back. We like to engage with people. I mean, it is fun to see the show back. Yes, it is good to get back on somewhat of a normal schedule. I mean, my heart's still really heavy inside, but like I was told Ron a couple minutes ago, you gotta press forward. And like
Yep.
sometimes that's the best thing to do is press forward.
We'll work through it. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Next game.
You have
Second road game in a row.
yes.
Traveling to Meadowlands for Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. What you got here, Johnny?
I'm reading Curtis's comment. He will be starting pitcher for Wednesday's game. Jet, kick some butt, dude. I hope you strike out the side and get a perfect game. Jets being in pitcher on Wednesday. I wish him the best of luck and thank you for the hugs, guys. I appreciate that. Now with the Jets going to MetLife, here's what you're gonna laugh at me. I think this is where we get our first loss.
Yeah. Now, see, this is what I had between the Rams and the Jets. I said that one of those two games they were going to lose.
And I think it's going to be the Jets.
And I only picked the Rams because of the traveling to the West Coast thing. And we generally have a little bit of a slow start anytime we do that. Unless they go out. If they go out early, then I think it's less of an effect. But yeah, I can see this one going either way as well.
I mean, I just think that Aaron Rodgers is the missing piece for the Jets. I mean, you saw what they did last year with a back and forth quarterback situation. Now you put a future Hall of Famer with that very young offense they have with Bryce Hall, Chris Overlay, the list can go on and on. Plus, you brought in Alan Lazard, a couple other pieces that Aaron Rodgers wanted. I think in the long run, that helps the Jets.
Well, but the problem is does he rely on Lazard and Randall Cobb and these other young guys don't see the ball as much?
You hope not, because then that just ruins their development.
But that's an Aaron Rodgers thing to do. I mean, look what he did last year with the kid, the wide receiver they had at the beginning of the year was tearing it up. And he had one or two drops in a game, and then he totally disappeared off the face of the earth. He barely touched the ball the rest of the season. And I'm trying to remember his name, and I can't.
It was
but
Watson.
He started Watson. Yes, he started out killing it the first 6 games, and then he disappeared for the rest of the season.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that.
So,
all right.
Hopefully that doesn't happen to the Jets, but
we'll see.
Yep.
All right. Then after the Jets, you come home for a Sunday night matchup versus the Miami Dolphins. I know there's a certain somebody in the chat who's rooting for the Dolphins, Curtis. But
Wait, there's no dolphins in Canada. They'd be
Wow.
frozen in the ice.
Wow. Curtis, defend yourself, buddy. Prove them wrong. Watch out. You might get a message from Curtis with a picture of a dolphin.
Yeah, dolphin with like a like one of those hats with the flaps
Yep.
and a toque.
Hey, I got a Dan Marino jersey, okay? Dolphins were my team growing up for the AFC side. Just
Hey,
say,
I went to where did I go to school?
yeah, you want to do you. I know.
And I sold beer when they started selling beer at the Orange Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Our fraternity all worked for the concessions.
Very nice. I mean, this game is another one that could go either way, honestly.
Yep, it could. I have it as a W.
Come on. Sorry about that. Came as being stupid. But,
But it could go either way. Tua has a big game. You know, Tyreek Hill goes crazy. Yeah, anything can happen.
yeah, I mean, I agree here in a sense. Miami is going to be a very dangerous team to shoot, but it all goes on the motor of how long Tua can stay healthy.
Yep.
Like
I
we
mean,
saw last year when he was out, they weren't the same team.
he could have 3 concussions by then.
I truly hope not.
No,
I
if he
mean,
gets one more, I think he might be done.
absolutely. There's no way you can keep playing.
No, he's just, you hope for the best for the guy. But, but you got to understand this game, too, is going to be, Jalen versus the guy who, sent him to the bench.
Yep.
Tua versus Jalen. It's going to be a big deal.
Yeah. As long as both quarterbacks stay healthy, absolutely.
Jalen's going to be highly motivated for this game. That's why I got this as a W.
Okay. I mean, I put a W as well, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than people think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
One possession, if that. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
even a game-winning field goal to win this game. So,
Okay, I could see that.
like a 27-24 type game, something like that.
Okay.
All right. Next, we head to. Now we have another 1 o'clock game, and guess who it's against? Washington.
Washington again. And for the same reasons we said earlier, yeah, it's another W.
Yeah, we don't have to repeat ourselves, but
Yep.
I mean, it's just funny how the schedule is broken down. Every game but the two Washington games in the first half of the season
Mm-hmm.
are 4:25 or 8:20, and then the 7:15 Monday night game in Tampa. But two 1 o'clock games are both against Washington,
Yep.
which is kind of surprising in a way because the schedule always breaks down that we have at least one primetime game versus Washington.
It always seemed that way.
But this year it doesn't. So,
But because Washington's projected to be last in the division, they'd rather put the Giants in prime time.
true.
Eagles, Giants in prime time.
Yep, and we will get that one in a couple more weeks.
Yep.
All right. After a little visit to the dump in Washington, we come home for a 4:25 game versus the Dallas Cowboys. And everyone knows where this game could go. This could be a blowout, could be a close game, it could be an ugly win. I mean, you
It's
can never go.
close. It's a close game, but I've got it as a W.
Oh, I do too. I think, again, it all depends if Dak Prescott is still healthy at this point.
Yep.
Where Tony Pollard is on the field.
Yep.
Stuff like that. Like if you can lock down CD Lamb.
And what Brandon Cooks brings to the table.
Take the word right out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, I see him as a difference maker this year in Dallas. Don't get me wrong. Hell of a pickup for very little to give up. But
and Stephon Gilmore too.
Yeah, I mean, him and Trayvon Diggs on the outside, that could be a
They
scary
made they made
1-2
some
punch.
nice additions, but they're also playing with new coordinator too. So
That's a big one too. You don't
yep,
have old Kellen Moore to turn to anymore.
nope.
I forget who they
McCarthy's calling the plays.
could that help or could that hurt? I guess
Yeah, I
we
think
shall
it
see.
could hurt. I was never really a big fan of McCarthy and his play calling.
I mean,
I
I
think
chalk it up as it. Go
he
ahead.
got exposed more than once in Green Bay.
Oh, absolutely, hands down. I mean, this game could teeter either way, but I'm going to go with the devil as well. Not being modest, but again, I
Mm-hmm.
think this is another one of those close, hard fought, back and forth type games.
Yep.
So I mean,
And that's game one of pretty much the gauntlet of the schedule. I
yes,
mean, the roughest part of the schedule is starting with this game.
oh yeah, absolutely. But in our defense, though, it is nice to have a bye to break
Yeah.
it up a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
So after week 9, me and you both have agreed that the Eagles will be 8-1,
Yes.
with having opposite thoughts on losses, but the same record wise.
Right. Right.
And who knows? They could prove us both wrong and start the season 9-0.
They could.
You never know. All right,
That's
now the
true.
fun part of the schedule.
Yeah.
We're both in agreement that we get a win on the bye week too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Now, knock
Bye
on
week is not
wood.
an L.
Okay, well, in a sense, it could be
Yeah.
because in years past there are some teams I can't name them all off the top of my head, but there are a lot of teams that when they go away from buys, their players do stupid shit and wind up
Yeah.
hurting the team in the long run. Philly's the type of team that you don't really hear about that too often, which I love,
No, you do not.
which is a great thing. I mean, more power to you if you can control yourself when you have a week off from your normal routine to keep being on that business aspect of it is why teams like Philly have the success they have.
Got to keep the dogs in check.
Yes.
The Bulldogs.
Yeah. Something like
Uh,
that, right?
they're all rolling together and they got a week to themselves. You just got to make sure they toe the line.
I mean,
But
that's
I'm
where
sure
you
guys like Reddick and Fletch are going to make sure that they do.
again, you're taking the words right out of my mouth. Like it's like we scripted this, and you're reading the teleprompter before I can. But no, I mean
Great
that's
minds
where.
think alike, John.
Yeah, well, I tend to agree with that because again, my point is you have the veterans on this team who are kept around for this specific reason. Yes, you're trying to build a younger team, but you're holding on to some of your older pieces to mentor these kids.
Yep,
And a
absolutely.
bye week is a perfect way to mentor somebody is by keeping these young kids out of trouble.
Mm-hmm. And the Eagles usually have some kind of an event during that bye week too. So there's usually some team activities involved as well.
November 12th. I mean, you can always celebrate Thanksgiving early,
Yeah, this is true.
even though they'll be home for Thanksgiving week, pretty much.
Yeah. Yep.
But what else I like about this bye week being where it is this year, because now you have an extended 2 week period to get ready for Super Bowl 57 rematch versus the Kansas City Chiefs, but this time in Kansas City. Not a neutral site, but in their home field, which scares me.
The other thing that scares me is that Kansas City is also coming off a bye.
Great, and we all know how Andy Reid does after a bye week, don't we? Okay,
Exactly. I've got this as an L.
one second. I'm just writing down the rest of this one. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, and 8. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Ron says an L. I mean, again, I hate to disagree, but I kind of agree. I mean, Andy Reid after a bye week is damn near unbeatable.
Yep.
We had that history with him in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you see us going into it getting our asses kicked, or do you see a good, tight, close football game like you did in the Super Bowl?
I think it's a back and forth. I think it's a shootout, but I think Kansas City comes out on top.
Okay. I mean, and it's not, and it's prime time, so you're gonna have the whole nation watching this. This could possibly be the most watched game this coming season.
Could be. Definitely could be.
I hate to do it, but I gotta agree. I gotta take the L. I mean, as much as I hate to
Yeah.
do it,
Yeah.
one, you got Andy Reid after the bye week, and two, you're going into what is going to be a hostile,
Exactly.
hostile environment.
Indeed.
Like, granted, that Super Bowl was kind of a home game for Philly because of all the Eagles
Mm-hmm.
fans that made the trip out there,
Yep.
but now you're talking about going to Arrowhead. Not liking that very much. I mean, I would love to go to this game in person,
Yeah.
but
I'll bet you the tickets are even more than the New England game.
not true. I've seen tickets for
No?
$200 for this game.
Really? Wow. That's a shock.
Mind you, it's still young, so
Yeah. Yeah.
that could definitely go up.
Yep. For sure.
All right, now you have another short week because you play on Monday night. You come home for a Sunday afternoon game versus the Buffalo Bills. Oh no, he's gonna say, "I know it. I know it."
It's
No, don't put 2 L's in a row. Don't do it.
it's an
No.
L. It's an L.
Why?
It's why? Josh
Yeah,
Allen. That's why.
that don't mean nothing.
It does mean something. Josh Allen in the regular season. I gotta say, I I can see this being a very, very tough game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna disagree. I think they pull out a squeaker.
Okay.
I got faith. I got
Well, here's my thing. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, Josh Allen, uh
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, and you know, and maybe just maybe they're peeking ahead to the following week.
I mean, you do make an excellent point. I can see you making. I see your point.
You know, so my thinking is that you know they're up against it and they're still got one eye looking at that following week, saying, "Man, this is really our opportunity to shut these guys up."
True.
You know, the 40 whiners.
Yeah. Chris was asking in the chat if we were able to go see the Phillies versus the Blue Jays. We were not. We had something come up that we had to take care of. So, unfortunately, no. I'm hoping to get to a Phillies game sometime this summer, but we were not able to do our Dollar Dog Night trip.
Yep.
Next season for sure, though.
Yes, definitely.
And then the wild card now with Buffalo that a lot of people are starting to talk about a little bit is their first round draft pick this year, Kincaid or something. The
Yeah.
tight end they drafted from Utah.
Right.
I mean, he's like they're comparing him to Dallas Clark, which scares me because that means you can line this guy up at tight end or in the slot as another receiver.
Right. And they did a little bit of that with him in college.
So I mean,
They often put him out in the slot.
it could definitely be a very tough game, but I'm saying optimistic. I'm saying by the slimmest of margins, they win by 1 point.
Okay.
And it's all because someone misses a field goal.
Okay. Gotcha. A Buffalo kicker missing a field goal. Imagine that.
And he's related to Steve Christie. I'm just kidding.
That only decided, what, 3 Super Bowls?
Yeah. And if you want to really go that far back, they were all against NFC East teams.
That's true.
All right.
And that kicker was
Steve Christie.
no.
No. Why am I thinking Steve Christie was later in the 90s?
Yes. Scott Norwood.
Norwood. I knew. Oh, God, I feel
Yep.
like an idiot. Yeah, because my mom always laughs at me because the year the Giants won the Super Bowl, people automatically presume it was Bill Sims who was the winning quarterback. Not
Yeah.
so fast. And my mom was like, okay, who was it then? And I told her who it was. Like, who? Good old Jeff Hostetler.
Jeff Hostetler.
Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. I'm still the book of stupid knowledge, just so you know. Stupid knowledge, and I watch cars turn left all night.
There you go.
All right. Oddly enough, week 13 is when San Francisco comes back to town. Unlucky number 13.
Not in this particular case, because this is the fans' game.
Uh-huh.
This is the Philly fans are going to work these guys over. That place will be rocking. This would be the loudest you're going to hear this stadium this year is against the San Francisco 49ers, because every single person in this town wants to shut the 49ers up.
Yeah.
So W for me.
A capital W or a lowercase?
Capital W.
They've all been capitals, trust me.
Yes. A capital W.
Okay, let me ask you a question then. Thinking all the way to December, so we're jumping the spectrum about 6.5 months.
Okay.
Who is the San Francisco's quarterback going into this game? Sam Darnold, Trey Lance, or Brock Purdy?
I seriously don't know if Purdy's going to make it back at all this season. And I think they have the same concern. I mean, it really depends on how the beginning of their season shakes out. I mean, I have never really been a big fan of Darnold. But Trey Lance, the team has demonstrated they don't really have a lot of confidence in him.
True.
So, gut, I think by this time, I think that they've finished with the Darnold experiment, and I think they just throw Trey Lance in there just to take his lumps.
Or do you bring back Josh Johnson just for this game? Just kidding.
Yeah.
I got you there.
Yeah. He's every time he answers the phone, he goes, "What?" He's still a little gun shy after that.
I had to. I'm sorry. All right. I have a W as well because, like you said, it's just going to be a hostile environment, and I don't care who the hell the quarterback is.
Don't matter.
The fans are going to feel. You're going to feel like the fans are on the field when you watch this game.
Exactly.
So
that would be a great game to see in person, but I mean, that game, I'd just go to Xfinity and just watch it, watch it at Xfinity just to be with the fans. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, first week in December. I mean, it's not too late. I could take time off. We could have a viewing party somewhere and do a broadcast of it.
Yeah, we could do that. We
can definitely plan something for that game.
Yeah.
I'll take the day off from work for that. All right. The following Sunday, we go to Dallas for a Sunday night game.
This pains me.
I don't like this.
It pains me.
I don't. Let me get ready to mute you. Hold on. Wait. Let me get the cursor. No! Sam Simmons better not be watching this show. He'll be on your side. And I love you, Ron.
It's got to. They're going to split with Dallas. I gotta believe that going into Dallas, coming off of that San Francisco win, it's a little bit of a letdown game, and I think Dallas takes advantage.
I mean, damn, you fucking smart. That's all I can say. Because you make good points, but I can't agree with you.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I could see it being the letdown game that everybody thinks that we're going to have. But knowing the fact that the division could still be possibly on the line,
Mm-hmm.
I think Philly prepares for this game. They beat the hell out of San Francisco, then they're right back at work Monday, Tuesday, preparing themselves for what is a usually pretty ruckus crowd in Dallas.
Right.
Now you add the Sunday night factor to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like before, a lot of these games this year I see as one possession games,
Yep.
and God willing, I see us beating Dallas both times this season.
Okay.
Just because I don't know the health of Dak Prescott, or you don't know, like you said, how Mike McCarthy handles the play calling without Kellen Moore. I mean, the
Just
playmaking
that.
ability.
Just out of curiosity, are you aware of the last time that the Eagles beat Dallas twice in the season? You're going to be shocked.
Wasn't 2010
No.
because they lost the last game of the season and lost the wild card round because Mike Vick was the quarterback.
Yep.
1981.
No. 2002.
Wow. Okay.
2002 was the last time that they beat them both games during the regular season.
2002. So you wouldn't go back that far, huh? Lito Shepard's rookie year, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sheldon Brown,
Yeah.
Michael Lewis. Lost my camera. Hold on. Where's my cursor? It is. Because it just always reminds me of 2002 because the game was at the Veterans Stadium. Eagles
Yeah.
won. The Eagles won like 41-19 or something,
Mm-hmm.
and two miraculous things happened that day.
Okay.
And I might still have the newspaper clipping from it. They went for a fourth down on a fake field goal, and Akers lunged forward for about 4 yards, and it looked like a flying biscuit, holding the football out and just dove head first. It was great.
God love
And
David
then,
Akers.
and then the same game is when we got introduced to Sheldon Brown.
Yeah.
He wore number 39 his rookie season. God, I'm bad at that. Please don't quote me. He wore number
Okay.
39. He was a draft pick out of South Carolina. It was a kickoff return, and he ran down the field and lit Patrick Creighton up.
Nice.
And everybody was like, "Who the hell was that?" And it was the rookie Sheldon Brown, number 39. Quote me on it.
Nice.
God, I'm dumb. Alright, so you're doing the L. I mean, I'm pulling the win, but I'm going to shock you.
Okay.
So I'll put L for you and a W for me.
Okay.
Alright, next game we have Seattle.
Yes.
Can I go
W.
first?
Go ahead.
Alright, since I took the W last game from you, I'm taking the L this game. We do not
Okay.
play well in Seattle.
Okay.
And coming off emotional game versus San Fran, then a nail biting game in Texas. Now you have to fly back out west to face a Seattle team that I wouldn't say is going to make the playoffs. They're improved, but they're still a couple pieces away from contending in that division. I think. But the Eagles have not played well in Seattle the last 4 or 5 times they've been out there.
It's true. You make a
So
good point.
this is where I would take another L on the schedule. Would be
Okay.
playing in Seattle out west again.
We'll see what Gino does this year. I mean, he got paid. He had a miraculous season last year. Let's see what he does this year. I mean, they're definitely made a big investment in defense.
Yep.
in the draft and picking up a free agent or two. So they're definitely focused on improving and trying to get back to that Legion of Boom kind of attitude with the defense.
Is that
So
enough to is that enough to beat a Philly team? You think?
we'll see. We'll see how their rookies progress and how Gino does during the course of the year uh, to see if he even comes close to matching what he did last year.
Okay. So what do you are you taking the W? Or are you taking an L?
I take a W here. Uh,
I will tell you this though. I love Seattle's 2 first-round picks this year.
yeah.
Devin Witherspoon from Illinois is going to be their next Richard Sherman,
Yep.
and Jackson Nicola Smith. I know you hate it, but he's a wide receiver from Ohio State. Him
Mm-hmm.
and DK are going to be a good 1-2 punch for them, and they still have Tyler Lockett out there.
Yeah. True.
So I mean,
I'm a Tyler Lockett fan. I have Tyler Lockett almost every year on my fantasy team. So
it's a great possession receiver.
yep, good
All right,
hands.
now a fun game to talk about.
That
Monday, December 25th, home versus the New York Giants.
right in the middle of Christmas dinner.
Yep, not
420
Thanksgiving this year.
425 game. W for me.
Okay.
Giants. I think by this point of the season, I think the Giants are toast. I think they're probably just going through the motions at this point. And, having them 2 out of the last 3 games bodes very well for the Eagles as far as once they got through that middle, ending up with these last 3 definitely is a plus.
I agree. I mean, my biggest question about this game is not so much the teams on the field, but if there's snow on the ground, do we find more snowballs being thrown at Santa Claus? I mean, Christmas Day, of all teams, you put us against a basically interstate rival in the New York Giants.
Yeah.
What in the hell are you thinking? I mean, it's a win for me. I've been busting people's shops at work because I work with a couple of Giants fans.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked all 3 of them the same question: are we spending the holidays together this year?
Yeah.
Because Christmas Day is the one day out of the year that Wegmans is closed.
There you go.
And now that I have a football game to watch on that day, it makes me happy. So I was asking my friends if we're spending the holidays together, knowing that they were all Giants fans, kind of trying to piss them off a little bit. But they went along with it and they started laughing because they know what I was trying to get at.
There you go.
But this is going to be another hostile crowd. I mean,
Yeah.
a very drunk crowd, I might add, especially being Christmas Day.
Yeah. This is true.
This is the type of game that I like to sit home and watch on TV because when they pan around the crowd, you see a bunch of idiots.
Well, not as much as the next game.
New Year's Eve versus Arizona.
New Year's Eve in Philly.
Yeah, I mean, against a very young Arizona team.
And
And
Jonathan Gannon.
okay, he's reading my mind again. Okay, what kind of reception does he get coming back to Philly?
He gets booed. Big time.
No hesitation on that one whatsoever. Yeah,
there are a lot of people that when they found out about the tampering, they became even more hostile about his poor performance at the end of that game.
Yeah, I mean, you can't knock him.
Yep. So yeah, he gets the Philly treatment, no doubt. and a young Arizona team looks like deer in the headlights.
As long as they don't bring David Johnson out of retirement, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah,
'Cause,
yeah,
if you remember that one Sunday night game, Arizona was
yeah.
dead right. They came in, David Johnson just thrashed us.
Almost 300 yards, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
260.
But if you want to rewind 15 years, yes, I'm making you feel old. 2008 home versus Thanksgiving. You want to talk about a kick-ass game to be at? That game was awesome.
Nice.
It was one of the first ever Thursday night games on the NFL Network, and it was crazy. It was fun to be at.
Cool.
Sorry, just a little wise tale from me.
There you go.
All
So
right,
yeah, W for me for
I got a
Arizona.
W. I got a W too. I mean,
Okay.
sorry to my friend Dominic if he's watching. He's a Cardinals fan, but
Yeah, it might be a rough year to be a Cardinals fan.
I think so too. I mean, we shall see. I mean, they got the
Yeah.
rebuild in the offensive line. They got one of the best pass rushers in the draft at Will Anderson. So
Yeah. I'll see what happens.
yeah, all you can do.
Yep.
All right, and then the last game of the season up north at the New York Giants.
Um, Now, more than likely, probably won't see any of the starters play in this game. So this is probably a Mariota game.
I think Mariota can still beat them.
And I think Mariota can beat him. So I've got this as W.
Okay. Could this be Miracle in the Meadowlands number 4?
Hey, you never know.
Just say.
There's a history there.
I mean, it dates back to what 70s, but we've had 2 in our lifetime, or mine at least.
Yeah.
I mean, we had the Brian Westbrook punt return with a minute 20 left,
Yep.
and then the Deshaun Jackson improbable punt return.
Yep.
So I
True.
mean, all right, I'm taking the
Okay.
W as well. So our final count is 8-1,
My
and
my final is 13-4.
13-4. And I think mine. Hold on. God damn it. I think it's time to go back to my old camera. Mine is what 14-3.
Okay.
So
I think Vegas has the over under at 9.5.
yeah, I mean, I definitely see them going over, but these are all just relative picks because you don't know. Like you're going into the season blind, pretty much.
Yeah, you don't know what injuries are going to happen, and there's a lot of factors that can go into it. But I mean, it's fun to look at preseason, and then once you get through training camp and see how these rookies develop, that's going to give you a much better clue week to week on where they're going to be.
Yeah. Well, preseason, the first game actually just got pushed back today. They said from
Yep.
the 11th to the 12th.
Right.
That's in Baltimore. And then you have back-to-back Thursday night games versus Cleveland and Indianapolis.
Andrea's in the house.
Good evening, Miss Andrea.
Good evening.
The zoo kicked my butt and I am exhausted. Well, I appreciate you at least popping in for a second, Andrea. You're always welcome here. Miss
Absolutely.
Ya. So hope you get some good rest and feel better tomorrow. But the zoo will wear you out. That is a lot of walking.
Yep.
But I hope the kids have fun at least. But yeah, so you actually have Shane Steichen coming back for the last preseason game. Does he get cheered or booed?
Well, I don't think he gets booed like Gannon. No, I think he might get cheered even because, I mean, there's a lot of people that give him a lot of credit for the development of Jalen. So I think that he's more likely to have a positive reaction than Gannon is.
I could see that. I mean, but then that's just an awful long time. Well, I mean, it bodes well if you have injuries, but you go from a preseason game on August 24th. Then you have what, almost 2.5 weeks off before you start the season.
Yeah.
That seems a bit much. I
Well,
mean,
they cut a preseason game out this year,
yeah,
so that's why there's an extra week. That was at the request of the Players Association.
of course, because they want to protect their players, which I get.
Yep.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before you see preseason football completely wiped out.
Yeah, it's you're going to see a lot of these joint practices.
Joint practices, I think you eliminate the games, and I possibly think that you would maybe wind up pushing the season up more.
Yeah, the problem is that the owners aren't willing to give up those preseason games because they're
The revenue.
they're revenue generators.
Yeah,
You know,
because
even though a lot of the season ticket holders sell their tickets, it's an opportunity for people who normally can't get in to a live game to get to go see a game.
yeah, plus it's good to bring your kids.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't have the same kind of atmosphere that you have at a normal game.
It depends where you're at. Philly can still get pretty hostile
Yeah,
there.
but you don't see anything at the link the way you used to at the vet. I mean, trust me, I spent my time up in the 700 level. I know what went on up there. So
Excuse me. My parents had season tickets in 617. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, I've seen many a game in the 700 level, and I've luckily never actually got physically arrested, but I got to tell you, there was times when there was a danger that could possibly happen.
Yeah. Well, if you want to talk about the old vet real quick, you're talking to someone during the preseason games who was given permission to walk around and do whatever he wanted. As long as I always found my way back to my parents before the end of the first half, because then we would go lower.
Okay.
Right? Remember the old Jumbotron at Veterans Stadium?
Yes.
Me and my cousin used to have a competition. Come on, why are you being gay? With my mouse? There it is. You're talking to someone who used to walk around the whole bowl, walk all the way to the top of the 700 level above everybody, and go in that little landing right by the scoreboard and jump up and down looking like idiots. And my parents always knew where to find us because they would see kids jumping on top. Oh, there's Johnny.
There you go.
Sorry about the camera mishap, people. I'm trying a new camera. It's not working too well. I got to figure out what I got to do with it. But
hey, Kevin. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. It's good to be back. I mean, that's all I can really say. It's good to be back in the swing of things, having fun, chit chatting. Dear God, I remember that. I took in Shannon to a couple games, so she was probably with me at least once or twice when we did it. So
yeah, nice.
Makes you feel old, doesn't it, Shannon?
So the one thing I remember, well, there's a bunch of things that I remember back then, but the coolest thing in the world was the home run celebration with Phil and Phyllis when the little lights went across. He swung the bat, the little lights went across, and then he fired the cannon. That was cool. I used to love that.
Shannon's telling me to hush, so I put a mouth with a zipper on it.
There you go.
I'm getting yelled at in my own chat again. It's just like old times.
Yeah, there you go. Like you missed a beat.
No, not at all. I mean,
so now that we're on the Phils, I guess we could talk a little bit of Phils.
Yeah.
I heard a possible trade scenario today.
Oh boy.
For all-star first baseman from Colorado, CJ Cron.
Okay.
He's not going to be re-signed by Colorado. He could be available at the trade deadline. Over the last 2 seasons, he's had 57 homers and 194 RBIs. And he was an all-star last year for Colorado at first base.
Damn.
and he is going to be available. You could move Bohm back to third and keep him at third,
Yeah.
and Sosa could be back on the bench where he really is best suited to be, coming off that bench. Even though Cody Clemens has done a reputable job uh, doing that so far.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Clemens has had some power lately. I mean,
Yeah, but it'd be good to have Sosa as a weapon off the bench,
uh,
and to add a guy who's hit 57 homers and 194 RBIs in 2 years. Not too hard to take.
yeah, well, you said it yourself. He's from Colorado. I mean, if my cousin Kelsey's still in the chat, she can contest. So can I. Balls fly out of Coors Field.
Yeah, that's true, but also you got to realize that CBP has a short right field porch,
Yeah.
and a left. I think he's a left-hander. I'm pretty sure.
Again, right like usual. Go ahead, take a bow.
So
I mean, if he's a rental player, sure, don't give up the farm for this guy though.
no, no.
Unless you have the intentions on locking him up long term and letting a player like a Reese Hoskins walk.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, there was a good chance that we were going to do that this year anyway. I think Reese would have probably been on the block come trade deadline if he was healthy this year,
Yeah,
because I didn't think they were going to re-sign him.
very true point. Again, right as usual.
All right.
I think we
So
need to address the pitching staff, though. That's just me.
yeah, the pitching's definitely an issue. I mean, they're getting better. Well, at least Nola and Wheeler. Nola has gone 6 innings or better in his last 7 starts, and his ERA is down to like 4.3 or something, 4.2, 4.3. His overall record's 4-3, but he's been going deep into games and he's starting to get his stride a little bit. Now Wheeler, on the other hand, 5 out of his last 8 have been 6 innings or better, and he's overall 3-3 with an ERA right around 4 as well. So, from where they started at the beginning of the season to now, you're starting to see those guys at least come around. Taijuan Walker's been inconsistent at best. He comes out one day, he pitches great, comes out the next day, he gets shelled. He's out in 3 innings. We got a problem. You got Ranger back. Now Ranger's
Yeah.
working his way back, but we don't have a 5. They just made a trade. They picked up a guy who might possibly enter into that conversation. But I mean, everybody's just holding their breath thinking that Andrew Painter is going to be the guy. But I mean, they're not going to take any chances with him. I mean, there's a real good chance you don't see him up this year
Yeah, I mean,
after the injury and stuff.
because Billy Falter is struggling mightily.
Yeah, well, that's why they sent him down.
I mean, I don't
He
blame
was
him.
0-7.
Yeah, and I think his ERA is like up around 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so he's back down to AAA now. But I mean, you got Harper batting 306.
Yeah.
Castellanos is batting 303, and Bryson Stott's around 288 or so. Those guys are, for average wise. And then RBI wise, I mean, Bohm is still in the top 5, I think, or top 6 in RBIs for the league at 32. Castellanos has 26, and Schwarber's got 23. So, the offense has been holding its own, but again, they're inconsistent. I mean, they score 12 runs one night and get shut out the next.
Yeah.
Runners in scoring position, inconsistent.
But
And
what we saw on I think it was Saturday or Sunday, we saw a true definition of what they call a Schwarber bomb.
yeah,
That grand slam he hit, oh my lord!
yep,
That reminded me of the Bryce Harper walk off grand slam versus the Cubs of one year.
yeah, that was a moonshot too.
So
So right now, technically, we're fourth, uh, going into today.
and they lost tonight.
7 games back. Uh, 2 games under 500 going into today. So Braves are 29-17. Mets are 25 and Marlins are 24. We're at 22. So
I got in the update. They lost to the Diamondbacks 6-3 tonight.
yeah,
I mean, these are teams that they're supposed to be beating.
yeah,
I mean, they took 2 out of 3 from the Cubs. Whoop de doo, but
yeah,
you still gotta beat the teams that you're supposed to win against.
yeah. It's true.
So I mean, going from Eagles Phillies, you had told me before the show that you wanted to do a special Tessie's take, which we haven't done in a while,
Right.
on the Philadelphia 76ers. Are you
Yeah,
prepared for that, sir?
I got some Sixers talk.
Okay. Well, after you're done doing that, we're gonna have our friends Alan and Shannon join us for a couple minutes, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
I figure I'll let you do Tessie's take first with
Okay.
the Sixers, and then we can bring them on for the last half hour.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
the four of us can talk, have some laughs, and go from there. So,
Sounds good.
but Tessie's take happens. I back out of the show for a couple minutes. Ron takes the mic and takes control. I hang out in the back like Vince McMahon does. I let Ron do his thing. He could get heated. He could praise him. He could get mad. I have no idea what he comes
Oh,
up
I'm
with.
mad. I'm mad. Trust
Oh,
me, I'm mad.
that's the whole surprise. That's the whole surprise of this segment. Is
Yeah.
all on you. So,
Yep.
with that being said, I'm going to run the little intro I made for Ron, so it gives me enough time to back out of the show and the floor is Ron. So I'll be back in probably about 5-6 minutes, but Ron will be back on the other side.
Yep. Oh my God. Thank you, firing Doc Rivers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Doc Rivers had to go. I mean, he just can't win in the playoffs. I mean, he's just, ever since years now, he just can't get it done. And whatever it was in Game 6, that the last 6 minutes of the game, he decided that he didn't want to coach anymore. I don't know what the heck happened. They fought all the way back to get into this game. They get to the last 6 minutes, and it's like he disappeared. There was no plan. People are throwing up crap shots. Nobody's driving the lane. Nobody's getting fouled. Nobody's going to the line. I know the players are the players. I get it. It's the NBA. But God, have some kind of plan. Get the ball in Embiid's hands. Embiid didn't even take a damn shot. Barely took a shot in the last 6 minutes. I mean, these guys were just, and it burns my ass to watch Jimmy Butler keep on going back to the finals, going back to the playoffs. He's been to the playoffs 7 years in a row. Why is Jimmy Butler not here? Because we chose Ben frickin' Simmons. Really? Seriously? Ben Simmons hasn't played in a game in how long? Well, he played a couple for Brooklyn, a couple, but then I'm out again. I'm out. I'm sorry. I'm out. You know, it's this guy. I mean, Jimmy Butler should have been here. If Butler and Embiid were in this series, we're talking about we're talking about winning the whole thing. And it's just, we made the wrong choice, plain and simple. I mean, and then we got Daryl Morey. Yeah, Daryl Morey has a harden on, for lack of a better terminology, but that's my word. I created that, by the way. He has a harden on for James Harden. They have a relationship. They've been keeping him around. Now they're talking about offering him another contract. If you sign this guy to a max deal after that performance in game 6 and game 7, fine, he had one great game. Then he fell apart. Then he did nothing. How many points did he score in game 7? Didn't even make double digits. Insane. And the fact that we're even considering bringing him back is just making me sick to my stomach. I swear to God. But if he leaves, here's the catch-22. If he leaves, he's a $30 million contract coming off, but it's not like we can add a $30 million coming back on because we're over the cap. All we get is mid-level exception. We only get about $10 million back. $10 million to spend on some role player, that God knows who'd be out there. But, a star for a star doesn't happen in the NBA when you're over the cap. It just doesn't happen. So until we can get out from under Tobias Harris's contract, before we can get rid of Harden's contract, this team's going to be built around Maxey and Embiid. And PJ Tucker, he could stay for life. I really don't care. He's 58 or 68 now. That's okay. He can just pop threes. I got no problem with him. But that's my take on the Sixers. And thank you. Thank you for getting rid of Rivers, because that's just one less reason that I have to get angry when I watch a game. So that's my take.
Passionate and knowledgeable as always. I'm curious to see what the Sixers do in their next direction with the new head coach that they're going to bring in. Daryl Morey, who is a prick, has already come out and said the players will not have any say in this coaching search. It's going to be all Morey and Elton Brand doing the hiring. Embiid has no say, nothing. So it will be very curious to see who they bring in. That's all I'm going to add to that.
We need Nick Nurse.
They did interview him. They're talking Nick Nurse, Monty Williams, whole bunch of people. So
anybody but D'Antoni.
I don't want him neither. So I'm 100% on board with you on that one.
Yep.
So for the last little bit, I'm going to bring on my friends Alan and Shannon. They're sitting in the studio waiting to join us. This is nice of them to take some time to join us. It's an awful difficult time. Come on, start. Where's my thing at? So sorry about that. Okay, going back to my old camera, I promise. But with that being said, here is Alan and Shannon. Hello.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up?
Yay.
Nice of you guys to join us. We appreciate you.
Don't mind the Terminator ride. That's like probably the most annoying part of this all. Like,
Definitely been an interesting few weeks. A little rough, day by day. I want to thank everybody who has given their support and prayers and best wishes. And our family asks that please also remember that there are 21 other families were affected from this fire on the 7th of May.
And there's more fires going on every day in that complex.
They just had a couple more fires just in the past couple weeks, and the community right now. The community needs to heal. This has really hit everybody really hard. Everybody just needs to come together. We need to hug each other a little bit closer, and just as we said, we can't thank everybody enough for the kind wishes and the prayers and the words and just the outpouring of this whole situation. Um, as everybody is most likely by now, they've seen, both of the kids, donate organs and tissues to the gift of life. And, it's something else that if you ever have to be into this position, please consider giving to the gift of life. Granted, it is horrible and it's tragic, but if it is any ray of sunshine right now in this dark storm that we're in, that AJ and Hope have helped other families to maybe that they don't have to watch their child pass and something that can't be done, or just as I said, just please consider all options. Keep each other close. Heal. Don't remember the sad times. As you know, Uncle Johnny, they they were great kids, always wanting to help. So right now they're standing up there at the Rainbow Bridge and helping all these animals come across that have lost their way. And
Nope, hold on. What did I do?
computer goes to sleep, and and everybody that they're meeting, and they don't want us to be sad. They look, granted 7 and 12, their lives hadn't even started, but those kids have given so much, and they were just, both of them were just infectious. Everybody that's met them just, has so much to say about them, and it's just hard to even believe how many people that they've actually touched in such a short time in their lives. As I said, we are truly grateful and appreciative for all the outpouring and donations. And as I said, please don't forget about the other families involved, because they didn't lose life, but they lost everything as well.
There have been bracelets made. Now, forgive me that's one of them. We have the gift of life bracelets, that I have a bunch of them. And then a family friend has made moral strong bracelets. Can you please?
It's originally it was hashtag hope for hope. And we've now changed that to hashtag AJ and Hope gave hope. So now these 2 young children have helped, as I said, many families and many families to come.
I feel my solace has come. A lot of people may not know. We kept it pretty private for a little while.
Was placed.
Huh?
About her heart, and
Yeah.
that it was just placed.
Yeah. Hope's heart was placed instantly with a 3-year-old little boy who was in cardiac arrest. So I laughed with my parents and family friends, and I went, hopefully they gave a disclaimer, because Hope was a little spitfire. Johnny, she was just like me. She hell on wheels.
In every way possible.
Every way possible. So that is what is happening.
Still fighting some of the inhalation. Shannon's had extensive injuries. We just took her to her family doctor today, and because of she had actually, her heart had stopped twice in an ambulance on the way to Cooper Hospital. She almost didn't make that one. She spent several days intubated. She right now is fighting what they call inhalation pneumonia, which is actually much more severe than regular standard pneumonia. She's got to go to the cardiologist. She's got to go to pulmonary and breathing doctors, neurology, because she right now is also working with a traumatic brain injury. It's just most people don't think, and the things that you would take for granted, just being able to do, just you know, just going like this, and sometimes it's difficult, and just don't think there's always tomorrow.
It took me, prime example, it took me 20 minutes to figure out tonight.
Easy.
How to pick up a hoagie to eat it, because I couldn't figure out how to do it. And I got frustrated and I got mad and I got upset, and it's going to be a long a very long process. A very long process.
Well, I can speak for everybody. You have a lot of people behind you. Anyone can do to help. I mean, they can reach out to me. Morgan Peak, who's saying hi to you guys in chat. Kevin Peak. I mean, like, you have the world behind you.
Morgan, you know what, Morgan? I'm mad at you. I texted you earlier and you didn't text me back.
She does that from time to time. So I mean,
she's gonna get my foot up her ass. There is another little shining light. On Saturday, I was given a service animal.
Sunday.
No,
Sunday.
Luna.
I was given a service animal who has been completely trained for me for emotional support. I had no idea she was coming. My parents were told, surprise, she's getting a dog, like it or lump it. Johnny, you know my parents. My dad was just like, I give up. There's no trying to stop her. If I can get her to come up and
Luna,
say hi. Come here, baby.
come here, baby.
Luna,
Come.
come here. And come say hi.
Come on. Up.
Here she is.
oh, hi, Luna.
And the little Miss Luna.
Unfortunately, with the fire, we lost all of our animals.
Yeah, you want to come up and say hi?
All of our animals didn't make it from the fire. We lost all of our fosters that we were working with. All of our rescues. Our rescue was completely destroyed. Just don't take life for granted. It's short. And unfortunately, sometimes it's very, very cruel. But
unfortunately, with this, I've had a lot of people reach out to me that I haven't heard from in years. Johnny, prime example, I heard from Nikki, and I even talked to your sister. And
the other day was the first time I've talked to her in a long time, too, like about 7 months, and I live 10 minutes from her.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I'm getting a lot of people coming out from the woodwork. I tend to stay back in the shadows a little bit because I do get easily confused. So Alan does do a lot of the talking for me. I do apologize if people text me and I don't respond. I either, one, I'm not seeing it, I'm sleeping, or honestly, I see it and I forget that it's there.
Sleeping has not come easy here. Mornings lately have been starting probably
About 4:30.
About 4:30 in the morning. Just nightmares and things that Shannon's remembering because now her brain is relaxing and it's easier to come. But again, I mean, I've also stated that we're here to speak with anybody who is also grieving about this. More than happy to talk to them. Um,
Those kids were a
we've
ray of life, and I tell everybody, this is probably going to sound really, really, really silly. Um, I talk to my kids nightly. I talk to them in my dreams. Um, Hope has made it very, very clear that nobody is allowed to be sad, and that she got what Daddy promised her, which was her pink elephant. Um, and AJ is in video game heaven, playing Fortnite until he can't play anymore because that was his favorite game of all time. Um, so we just don't want anybody. We want everybody to remember the good times. I do ask that if anybody has pictures or memories, if we can start getting them together. I will be making an email shortly. That way we can start putting stuff together for the celebration of life, which is going to start getting planned next week. We kind of wanted to wait a little bit to see what was going on with my health. I have a burn unit appointment on Wednesday. So yeah, that's where we are with that.
as we get closer, we will be most likely putting a digital obituary out that will also state at what point we will be holding services for AJ and Hope. Doors are going to be open for everybody. I know
Nobody's
that
allowed to wear black.
Shannon's already said, no dark colors, which really kind of throws me out there because me, I'm always wearing a dark color, but also that from what I'm understanding that this week, Verge of Sanity will be returning to the studio, potentially this coming Saturday, the 27th. We ask that you do join, that there are some major announcements coming from Verge. Keep an eye on the page. Johnny, I know that you always post stuff for us, and there's some major announcements and major things coming, and as long as everything goes right, as I said, we'll be making actual appearance in studio this coming Saturday, the 27th at 11 in the morning. If you
I will
can, it'd
actually
be
be
great.
there.
Yeah, Shannon will be in studio
I'm
with
not
us.
allowed to be by myself.
But again, just want to thank everybody for the outpouring and the wishes.
I never expected it to go this big. I never in a million years.
Just if you haven't talked to that family member in a while, just pick up the phone and call. It only takes a second, and doesn't matter how far away, or sometimes it doesn't even matter what time of day. Just pick up the phone and call, because you never know what's going to be tomorrow. You never know what's coming. You never know what life has its plans. And unfortunately, me being a realist, it's one thing you were guaranteed the day you were born. You were guaranteed that one day you were going to die. And it wasn't going to be that you could be rich, you could be poor, you could have fame, and you could be alone, you could be with somebody. Just don't let any days pass you by. Live them to the fullest, and call somebody. Just, hey, I was thinking about you. I love you. And that's all it takes.
Yeah.
So, but I want to thank you for allowing us.
She just texted me back now.
Morgan.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for allowing us to come on and raid your show.
Yeah.
Normally there's a little bit more kick from my end, but
we're both exhausted.
Yeah, I mean, it's both exhausted, and been a couple days, and been a very, very long day so far. And
we were today. Alan was actually really happy. I am Johnny. Well, anybody who knows me knows that I am very compulsive OCD, and I hold on to receipts and warranties and everything like crazy. Alan was able to get some of his toys replaced. So he spent the afternoon hooking up, his TV again, his gaming systems, and the guy at Best Buy looked in when I came in with a box of receipts, and I said, I need to replace this. And he looked at me and went, I said, everything's not even a year old, and your claims say fire damage and accidental, and here's the proof. And Best Buy replaced everything for him. Everything. So that was awesome.
I don't think he has the energy to fight right now, and I went out there when I show up at a Best Buy and fight somebody because that's the point I'm at right now. I'm standing up for you guys any way I possibly can and ready to throw a fist. So,
You don't throw fish. You're a lover. You're not a fighter.
well,
No,
I mean,
you know what? You gotta say, like I said, you can't. I mean, it's hard to actually say where I am. I mean, everybody's like, look, what do you need? How are you doing? And it's, my goal and plan right now is to get Shannon better and get her on her road to recovery and get her head in the space that she needs to be so she can heal and she can recover. Then in time, the good old Reverend will worry about himself, doing what I have to do. But, right now I need to concentrate on that.
yeah, I mean, it's a wonderful top priority to have. I mean, we were all praying for you every day, Shannon. You know that. I mean, I went up and saw you that Monday. I said a little prayer at your bedside. I don't know if Alan had told you. I actually went to your hospital that Monday.
Yeah, you went there. You and Morgan went there because I had spent the entire week with Hope. So I knew Shannon would have killed me if I actually wasn't there with her. And I was there all the way up to the end. And, I just had to pull it together for the family and do what needed to be done. And as I said, with the people that have been around, I can't even begin to thank them enough. Like my sister, she's like my sister. She's actually my ex-sister-in-law from my previous marriage. It's a whole screwy thing, but
it's we love her.
Meredith is.
That's where Luna came from.
Yeah, and our new place where we're staying, the new Grim Cave, or however you want to call it, the Marl's Cave.
The Marl's Cave, yeah.
And my in-laws, just you and Morgan, and there's just so many people to thank, and we really appreciate it. And we're here if you need us. Just reach out, and we're here to talk to you.
You suck.
Alan sucks. Alan does not suck.
That sounds like a message from Morgan.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I mean, that's why we came up with the hashtag More Strong, because like as one right now. I mean, I love that AJ and Hope gave hope. I love that hashtag too. I mean, there's so many ways that you could thank each and every person, but it's really hard to put into words on how to thank everybody, because there's people on these news pages that are writing stuff out. Like, you have the world behind you right now.
Did you see the post? I don't know if you're on the Maple Shade page. Yoakum's gym teacher ran Maple Shade and actually they spelled out Hope's name.
No.
Yeah, it's awesome. It was posted all over. The way that she ran it, he or she, I'm not exactly sure. It's just a simple picture of like the Fitbit, and it just says Hope.
Nice.
I was like, that's absolutely epic and awesome. So, but I will let you guys enjoy your night. I'm going to go take some medicine and pray for a good night's sleep. And we will talk to you guys.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.
Like I said, hopefully I can take a trip down there tomorrow and see you guys personally. I mean,
tomorrow, yeah, pretty much tomorrow. We're here tomorrow. We finally got our first order for groceries in, and couple people stopping by. So tomorrow we're not planning on much of anything, just kind of sitting here and putting together what little more things we can, put stuff away in the bathroom and, just kind of straighten things up.
I gotta go I have a whole bunch of clothes that actually I have to go back to Morgan that actually don't fit me that can go to other families. So I'm gonna try to get all that together for her. And yeah, just we'll be here all day.
All right. Well, like I tell people from the day I heard about this, you guys are my family.
No, we've been family for years.
Yeah.
And always will be.
Yep.
We know too much on each other. There's too much that we could take, and yeah, it's
You want to talk about people who have dirt on me? Look at these two. Look no further. Okay.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for my three sisters, I would put these two at the top of blackmail list. So
Okay, I'll know who to get in touch with then.
yeah, especially the one with the naughty sweatshirt on.
There you go.
It fits you perfectly.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
But
It helps me from itching right now because I have a big 3rd-degree burn on my stomach, and it's starting to heal, and it's itching, and I have no self-control, so it's helping me from itching.
well, that's one thing you don't want to itch because I never had burns luckily, but I had one on my arm and I wanted to itch and it doesn't help. I mean,
No.
Yeah, no.
let it heal.
No, it doesn't help. I've got one more day before I go to Crozier, and the team over there. If you ever, God forbid, find your spot where you are burned, that the team over there is absolutely amazing. I do feel bad for the doctor, who didn't want to release me because he realized what happens when you piss me off and I am up all night and it's 7 a.m. He walks past my bed and I'm sitting here going, are we going to talk about letting me go?
Or else you're ending up in a hospital.
Or else you're going to end up in the bed next to me?
Well,
Morgan
can tell you the Monday that we were over there, the nurse that was taking care of, I think his name was Brett or something, was absolutely spot on his shit. Knew everything, answered all the questions that Morgan had. I mean, that team was incredible.
Yeah. Crozier is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better place for the treatment she got, and the hope was in CHOP, and absolutely amazing team at CHOP. Every step of the way they were there. Whatever we needed, they were even bending their rules, because normally it's like mom and dad are allowed full time and like 2 people, and that's only every 4 days before your list can change. And there were points where we had like 15 people up there, and it's like, I am so sorry. And they're like, no, this is what you need right now. And they're still in contact with us. And as I said, it's, even though that AJ did pass the night of the fire on the 7th, he went to Marlton Virtua, and just even Marlton Virtua, and the short time that Hope was at Jefferson, they were unbelievable. Just the kind, caring, the compassion, and it was just something else. As I said, don't let it pass you by.
Nope.
It's too quick. It could be gone in a flash, and you just don't get it back.
Nope.
Just keep everybody close.
Even if you don't like them sometimes, like my sisters, but
Yeah, you know what? There's people that I haven't talked to in years, and like one of the people I actually spoke with was my ex-father-in-law, and we left things extremely bloody over the phone, 17 years ago. And we sat and we talked for about 15, 20 minutes. And I'm like, wow, if that's not a miracle in itself, but as I said, just remember the good times, don't think about the bad. And, and every day that the good Lord gives you a chance to take that breath in, take every second of it.
Yep.
Live it to the fullest. Don't hesitate on things you want to do. Don't always say, "Oh, there's tomorrow." There's not always tomorrow.
No.
Nothing is a guarantee, but you gotta always keep going, and one foot in front of the other, and step by step, and day by day.
Amen to that. I mean, yeah, I mean that's how I've been trying to do it. I mean, those days I was emotionally
You're welcome,
disbanded,
Kev.
so.
You're so very welcome.
I mean, you can read all the comments. I mean, yeah, people, my cousin Kelsey, Gary, we had Joyce wishing you guys well. Like, I mean, everybody here at my show, myself, all my other hosts, Morgan, Andrew, Ron, we all been thinking about you. I mean, once I saw Verge was going back, I was like, all right, we gotta get back on this. I mean, as hard as it is, I mean, you gotta press forward.
That's what I said. People are. I don't want to go to work today. I'm like, look, the kids wouldn't want us to stop, and I appreciate you guys taking the break, and Verge taking a break, and I appreciate it. I do, and you can't stop living life. Life's going to continue one way or another. We're not going to forget them. We'll never forget the kids. We'll never forget their faces and their smiles, and just some of the things. And like I said, the apartment's just so quiet. I'm used to hearing them bicker and do you know what Hope did, or do you know what AJ did? And I'm like, I don't care what either one of you did. If you don't stop, I'm going to beat you with a phone book because it doesn't leave marks. And then I sit and I look at the morning of the fire that Shannon went up and got my coffee, and she's like, okay, you two need to go wake up Dad because we got to go do some stuff. And here comes these two, and I jump over the side of the bed and I start tickling AJ, and he's calling Hope, and Hope, help me. And she comes in, and I grab her and I start tickling her, and AJ gets up and starts going out of the room, and Hope starts going, AJ, help me. And he turns around and goes, sucker.
that definitely sounds like an AJ moment.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I miss sitting on the couch and, Dad, do you know what I'm playing right now? No. Well, I got to go do dishes. So could you just press this button on just this button? Yes. Well, I don't know how to do it. Just press this button. Okay, I'm pressing the button. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm pressing the button. No, you're supposed to do this now. You said press this button the whole time. Don't do anything else. And Hope coming out, and
Elton Hope.
We've already gone through like 50 clothes changes, and it's been about 10 minutes. And I'm like, no wonder why we're doing laundry, for 3 days in a row. Again, like I said, thank you all. Speaking from myself and from Shannon, we just greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, you guys are family. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep. All right. Well, text me tomorrow. Let me know.
I won't text you at 4:30 in the morning. I'll wait till about 8 or 9 o'clock.
Oh no, the text now come in. It was originally 4:30. People were texting and going, "Did you get any rest?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just went to bed about an hour or so ago." But now it's some of the texts come in at 1:30 in the morning, and it's did you get any rest? I'm like, didn't you just tell me like 2 hours ago to go to bed? Why are you texting me at 1:30 in the morning?
I mean, that's the point I understand about people. Like, they know you're going through a hard time. Like, that's why I didn't bombard you with messages. I could have. Honestly, I could have. Because you guys are family. I wanted to make sure my family was all right. But I know you also needed time to yourselves. So
we appreciate it. And there's people that have texted, and I still haven't been able to get back. And the list continues, just keep growing. And I'm like, today Shannon finally checked her voicemail after 2 weeks, and I think there was like 75 voicemails, and I'm like, oh my God. And I'm looking through my messenger, and there's like probably 100 to 150 messages that I haven't even gotten back to yet. And again, thank you for everything you guys have been doing. And we ask you all to stay safe and stay healthy and just keep doing what you guys are doing.
I mean, you guys are always welcome on here anytime you want. You guys are family on the show as well. I mean, it was just that Tuesday we had a fun couples night. I mean, we were all sitting here laughing, bullshit, and having fun. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Oh, that was a riot. I mean, how can I turn around? What is your wife's guilty pleasure? Her books. What is your husband's guilty pleasure?
Porn.
Porn. I was being nice. For once, I was behaving. And what do I get? Nope. There's one for you right there. Right up the ass for you. I'm like, geez, great. All right. Gloves are off. Game on. You're done.
well, down the road we'll have to revisit it. Maybe some of the answers have changed, but who knows? But love you guys all. I mean, thanks for coming on tonight. Appreciate this.
Thank you. We
Love
love
you.
you.
Well, I'll talk to you tomorrow at some point.
Yep.
Stay
But-
safe,
All right.
guys.
Take care.
Please. You too.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. And there you have it. I mean, I just figured let them do what they wanted to do. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good for everybody here to be able to hear from them. To just know that they're on the road to recovery, as much as can be expected, and all of our thoughts and prayers are with them.
absolutely. I mean, the fact that I know that my niece and nephew are helping other people, it's amazing. I mean, their lives may have been cut short here, but they're able to go and help other people, which knows that they will always live on from this memory and be instilled in somebody else and bring their personality to that other person who's needed. I mean, it's just awesome. So,
And I want to thank everybody in the chat for showing your support. I know you guys are all part of the family, and I'm sure it means a lot to them to see everybody in here, offering your thoughts and prayers and well wishes.
yeah, I second that. I mean, I didn't want to interrupt what they were saying, but I'm just reading the comments, and it's definitely welcomed. I mean, I know they were probably reading it too. I mean, I'm in constant contact with them every day, making sure they're all right if they need anything. I mean, I can't stress it enough. They're family to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I go back to Shannon since the beginning of fourth grade. I met Alan 2008, 2009. I was there the day AJ was born. I mean, they're my family. I mean, they mean the world to me. And then to have Kevin and Morgan stepping up and helping too, Morgan especially. I mean, Morgan's been incredible. I mean, next time Morgan's on, hold on, my camera cut out again. Hold on. Next time Morgan's on, I mean, we all owe her a great gratitude too. I mean, she's been incredible. I mean, the list can go on. I mean, I can only imagine the number of messages they're getting from people. It is overwhelming. But to know that so many people care also has to warm your heart. So, like Alan said, even if you're feuding with a family member or something, reach out to them. Make sure they're okay. Just a simple, hey, just thinking that you wanted to say hi. I mean, it can make the world of a difference in someone's life. So, I mean, I don't know what else to say, really. Yeah, more strong forever. But I mean, I'm always strong forever. I mean, Alan and Shannon, you're still watching. That's not going to die. I mean, it's a lot of people's profile picture right now, and we're spreading the message worldwide. I mean, more strong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm taking all these shows for the next foreseeable future. You're going to see the same intro. People can hate me for it, but right now I'm dedicating this entire show to them. So, yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's powerful stuff.
it is. I mean, and the fact that they wanted to come on and send that message, it just speaks volume about who they are as people. I mean, it blew me away when she said that they wanted to come on. I mean, But it's good to get that message out there. You know that they're okay. That they see everything. I mean, you guys, us all together, helped them heal in this time of need, and I know they deeply appreciate it. I will hopefully see them tomorrow in person. That's my goal for tomorrow. To go down and visit them because, like I said, they're family, and I love my family. So
Yep.
that's all I pretty much got. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Thanks for all the well wishes. I mean, Gary, Jack, Morgan, Kevin, Jolie popped in. My cousin Kelsey, Curtis was dropping prayers. I mean, Jack, thanks for the support. Um, I think I saw a message from Just Too Breezy Gaming popped in for a minute and said something.
Yeah. Amber.
Amber Paul, which is actually one of Shannon's old neighbors from Maple Shade.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, this is incredible. I mean, it means a welcome, like a world to them, and it means a world to me also. So, have a good night, guys. Signing off. Cab, thanks for being in chat tonight. It was nice to have you guys back in chat. I mean, it's nice to get back on the schedule.
Yeah, and it's nice to see you guys back. You know, we we had to take some time, and honestly, we didn't know what to expect tonight as far as getting everybody back and spending time with our family, which is you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we do appreciate you being in, and we just want to say thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still taking this day by day. I hope to be on tomorrow night. I got to talk to Morgan, see if she's up for tomorrow night show. I mean, with everything going on, we're taking things day by day at this point. So if you see a schedule pop up saying that we're going to go live, come in and hang out. I mean, come back. Like, we're going to try to get back on a normal schedule, but we also have to keep in mind that our family needs us at this time. So there will be other times that we need to take more time off to be there for them.
Thanks, Kelsey. Have a good night.
And they're amazing and so strong. Even they may not feel that way. Alan had so much to deal with and take care of it by himself. I was grateful to be able to see Shannon with you, John. Sean fought to get out of that hospital so she can start healing. I'm so happy to talk to them and see them come on tonight. I will help any way I can because they would do the same. And that's absolutely 110% too. Alan is the type of person, if he has $10 left, he's giving it to you. If you need it, Alan will give the shirt off his back. And that's what makes them two so strong-willed people. And the later tragedy to take the time to come on and talk on the show and then just make it known that those other people affected. I mean, that speaks volumes. So,
absolutely.
Thanks everyone for popping in there. I appreciate it. As by now, I mean, I don't know what tomorrow entails. I mean, all I know, my next show could be Friday night. Who knows? I mean, changes are coming to the show, but for now, we're taking it day by day, night by night, like Jack just said. So, other than that, hope everyone enjoyed the night. We had a nice schedule breakdown. Ron says 13-4. I have 14-3. That's good enough to win the division in my book. So,
absolutely,
we'll see how that goes, and we'll see how the Sixers make out with their new head coaching search. So, next Monday we can maybe have an answer for that, or we might know who's in the NBA Finals by that night too. So, other than that, thanks again, everyone, and hope everyone has a great night.
Have a good night, everybody. Thanks.